humans, often because they taste human flesh by accident, and then get out of control, and incorporate humans that are easier to capture into their own recipes. Today we'll talk about the two most notorious cannibals in history, Tsavo Man-Eaters in Africa at the end of the 19th century. In 1898, British colonists built a railway bridge across the Tsavo River in Kenya. The project was built entirely by manpower, most of which were Indian workers. The Tsavo River is beautiful and picturesque, but two ghosts appeared in the darkness. During the 9 months of railway construction, two ferocious male lions sneaked into the engineering camp at night, dragged sleeping workers out of the tent, bitten them and dragged them away. The rescuers had only found the remaining bones. Witnesses described, both lions are sturdy male lions, but they have no manes on their necks and they look very strange. The workers tried their best to save their lives, patrolling together, burning a bonfire, and putting up a fence full of thorns, but all of them were to no avail. The two cannibal lions jumped over the fence of thorns with a single leap and attacked the workers unscrupulously every night. The screams echoed in the night. In just a few months, 28 Indian workers were eaten alive by lions. Railway workers could no longer bear this unspeakable fear and jumped on the train to escape from here, and the railway construction was forced to stop. The locals consider them devil-like animals. The most anxious person is Lt. Col. John Henry Patterson, a British man in charge of railway construction. He vowed to kill these two lions. Patterson was a British lieutenant colonel, engineer, and the first person in the world to discover and hunt an East African giant antelope. As a soldier and a senior hunter, he has adopted many methods of capturing wild animals in Africa: poisoning food, setting traps, and slinging, but the two lions are very cunning and never fooled. He can only use the most stupid method: waiting. Patterson insisted on staying up late to watch, although his sentry looked shaky and vulnerable. A simple guard shed supported only by 4 swaying pillars. On several occasions, he deliberately refused to collect the corpse in order to attract lions. His weapon was very powerful. It was the 2 standard rifles of the British Army at that time: Lee Enfield short rifle and Martini Henry rifle. Finally, on the night of December 9th, he spotted one of the lions and shot it in the hind leg. The lion escaped but soon sneaked back with injuries. In turn, he pursued Patterson fiercely. Patterson hit it several times with a Lee Enfield short rifle. The next morning, its body was found nearby. This male lion is very large, about 9.8 feet from nose to tip, and it took 8 workers to bring the body back to the camp. 20 days later, the second man-eating lion was killed by Patterson in the same way. According to his memoir, the second lion was shot 5 times with a short gun and still roared and stood up trying to counter him, so he switched to a Martini Henry rifle and fired 3 more shots, 2 in the chest, and 1 in the head, finally killing it. Tsavo Man-Eaters were dispelled, and the railway workers returned to the construction site with peace of mind. The Tsavo River Bridge was finally completed in February of the following year. After completing this feat, Patterson received a silver bowl from the overseers and workers, accompanied by a letter of thanks. "You saved our life, and may happiness be with you for life." Later, Patterson wood 2 lion skins were made into a carpet, which was sold to the Chicago Museum of Natural History in 1924 for $5,000, and the skull was used for permanent display. The lions were killed, and they created the most notorious lion cannibalism record. According to Patterson, they killed 135 people. However, they still have 2 questions. The first question is, why do they have no bristles? Tsavo Man-Eaters look very different. They do not have the majestic manes of other parts of Africa, such as the lions in the Serengeti. Patterson explained this. They evolved. The Tsavo region is hotter and drier than the Serengaland. The mane of a male lion only affects heat dissipation, wastes the precious water in its body, and makes them more breathless when hunting and patrolling the territory. Life obeys the environment. These are 2 lions that have evolved successfully. The second question is, why are they obsessed with cannibalism? Zoologists analyzed that the outbreak of rinderpest in Kenya in 1898 reduced the traditional prey of lions and forced them to find new sources of food. For centuries, Arab caravans often passed by the Tsavo River, and the dead slaves floated in the river. It is possible that the lion's ancestors had eaten human bodies. From then on, this cannibal pheromone was left in the genes of their offspring, and they began to hunt and kill humans when food was scarce. In addition, During the inspection, it was found that the first lion's teeth had been severely damaged, which made it lose its ability to hunt natural prey. After all, Patterson concluded, because humans are slower, weaker, and defenseless. Today's Tsavo National Park is Kenya's largest wildlife sanctuary, with countless antelopes, elephants, hippos, and lions active. The legend of the Tsavo Man-Eaters is a big selling point. Park managers will talk about it, and took out a few unexplainable lion teeth for tourists to watch. Until recently, the Kenyan government had negotiated with the United States, requesting it to return the remains of the Tsavo Man-Eaters, hoping that this Kenyan historical heritage would return to its hometown.